Everybody needs to get
But
laid.
he was a cranky motherfucker the past couple of days. Like when I have to say that you're being cranky, there's a problem.
All right, let's see here. We are live.
Oh, we're live? Oh, hey. How you doing?
Let's get this on the other monitor here. Google Hangouts on there. Was that start on there? No, I'm already on there.
Oh.
Jesus.
Well, we're broadcasting to somebody. Nobody's watching though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's us. Hey, look at that.
Jesus.
Well, we're broadcasting to somebody. Nobody's watching though, so it doesn't really matter. It's like a 5-second delay. Hey, look at that.
I think so.
We're broadcasting to somebody. Nobody's watching though, so it doesn't really matter. It's like a 5-second delay. Look at that.
I think so.
We're broadcasting to somebody. Nobody's watching though, so it doesn't really matter. It's like a 5-second delay. We had a viewer for a second. They went away.
That's probably us.
No, because it disappeared. It came on and it disappeared.
Oh, that's good shit.
We've already lost our first viewer. That's I think that's a record.
Where is everybody?
Seriously, we're here.
Where is everybody?
Come on, man. I mean, almost 5-hour drive to be here. What the hell? Where is everybody?
Where is everybody? I should have scheduled it, yeah.
Well, that would probably help.
I mean, can Carl put this one out? Carl, can you do anything today? Are you useless as I am?
Carl, do something, Carl.
It's
Should
not
probably talk to Carl instead of just yelling in the air.
yelling on the air where he can't see.
Yeah, right.
At
Carl.
Booty
Carl.
Bandicoot Bandicoot. Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm watching.
Oh, hi, Dylan. How are you?
We all saying something great.
Dylan said we're watching. He's
I'm
watching.
watching you guys.
Can you do anything?
We see we have viewers. We don't know who the viewers are, but apparently it's you.
guys too.
Oh yeah. Well, does the chat work? Does it work?
I don't know. I've never used any of this stuff. I have no idea.
Does this work?
I only go live on the radio. I tend not to do live videos.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? I'll post it in SOL.
There you go. Actually, where are the links here? Let me see. I should be able to share this to.
9 years on Facebook. You joined Facebook 9 years ago today. Thanks for being a part of our community, Andrew. Go fuck yourself.
Oh.
You got a picture of me being grumpy in Boston. Picture of me trying to be cool. A picture at my grandmother's funeral picking my cousin's nose. I was at a Bruins game. I'm not a sports fan. And then me on the subway going, "What the fuck? Why are you taking a picture of me?"
Copy. That's
Good
what
memories.
I want to do. I'll put it on the Seeds page too. Why not? Since I know the content's gonna suck this week.
Yeah, once we get more than 2 viewers.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Seeds content this week because I'm not gonna be there to fucking produce shit. So I've already. Well, I mean, I try to be as nice as possible about it, but I kind of like.
It's like, guys, I can't hold your hand. All the time.
I left them multiple messages over the past couple days, being like, "Hey guys, just not for nothing, but I'm gonna be out of touch possibly for a big chunk of this time, so I need you guys to pick it up a little bit and put some stuff on the page, because otherwise I'm gonna come back and we're gonna have like no fucking reach for the week that I was gone, and that would not be good because I put a lot of work into building our shit up, and I hate when it gets destroyed over stupidity." Or laziness, actually. I shouldn't say stupidity. It's just laziness.
Sheer incompetence is how they like to say it in England. Sheer fucking incompetence. Which is quite a rude word. But that's why I'm wearing sunglasses. It takes the rude away.
There we go.
What's going on the Seeds? Let's see. It's gonna be, who the fuck is this kid with Jeremy? He's that weird guy with the shirts that doesn't shut up about. Actually, I don't even post that much.
There we go.
Should I do a?
No, not more.
Should I do a Bali shag plug?
Please. We accept advertising dollars. Much appreciated.
Direct donation to my PayPal link. It's on my page.
That's why we need that floating QR code.
Oh shit! I wonder if I can do that.
So the chat works. So, hey, Wealthy, if you're there, why don't you ask us a question, you lazy bastard?
Yeah, something.
And then we could answer it. You know, like we actually know what we're doing here, or we've done this before. I think we've done this before, to some extent.
The live stream last night was amazing. Well, not the live stream. The blab was crazy. I can't believe. I just kind of wish that it was recorded. I got to start recording it. I think I want to go around dropping into random blabs while I'm recording.
I thought you could only record if you're the one running it. Or you can run a...
I can just,
Yeah, I was going to say I could do that too with OBS. I could just,
they don't even have to know.
Yeah, just video
Most people
capture.
probably still do that.
You know what? I never thought of that. It's quite possible.
Especially the government trolls and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's a definite.
Like that guy last night, General Abel, he was, actually, he's been messaging me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah?
Which is awesome. I think he's a Fed. Because he posited that we got hacked. And that's why he disconnected.
He said we got hacked? What?
Yeah.
Oh. I was in the middle of an excellent rant on against the Constitution, and we just all bounced.
Yeah. As the framers
yeah.
rolling in their graves, disrupting the signal.
Yeah, let me pass that. Let me share this around. Facebook is so retarded. Now I'm allowed to share to groups
from
my phone, but I can't share to pages. And I'm like, I'm the admin of 9 pages. That's how I get the bulk of our fucking reach, because I share it everywhere. I'm like, if I can't do that from the road, how the fuck am I supposed to? Well, now we're up because.
Let's see. John Robinson tagged me.
Yeah, well, he posted it up, and so did. Oh, it's up on the C's. Did you put it in the group? I put it on the page.
No, I didn't put it.
No, I thought you did. No, whatever. It's on my. Well, fine. I'll share it to the
live stream. Yeah, it's on. What's on
the Seeds page? Because I put it there, not the group.
Oh.
I can share it to the group from here though.
But, I mean,
they let me do that now, which is.
Jared Howe posted in Seeds of Liberty. Oh, he's gonna compete with us. Why doesn't he just hop on here?
Oh. How would he hop on?
We'd have to give him the Hangouts link.
Oh.
Does he do that? Is he that like? Is he trendy enough?
Wait, so did you put it in the group or not?
No.
Oh, I'm doing it then.
Yeah, you do it.
All right.
You have more weight.
Nobody gives a shit about half my stuff, man.
Well, nobody gives a shit about anything, really.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dropping in, dropping out.
Well, I don't mind Jared competing with us. It's when Dave does it to me that I want to smack him upside the head.
I watched a video of him drawing a dick on a beach. I think I watched the wrong video. Yeah, you did.
Okay, I missed that one too then, I guess.
That was Bodhi Ross. It was my tribute to Bob Ross.
So, well, it's a lot warmer in New Hampshire than I thought it would be.
It's quite warm today. It's off. It's not bad. It's not humid. At least we got a little bit of air.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't normally wear boots and jeans in the summer. I just didn't feel like packing them.
Boots and pants.
What the heck? Come on, Wealthy, ask a question.
Someone.
Well, I'll just talk then. Well, I'm here in New Hampshire. Haven't been here in New Hampshire in a very long time. Headed to my very first the very first Fiend Fest in Somalia. Super excited about that. Some people may know it as Pork Fest, but soon you'll understand why it's now going to be rebranded. And we're going to make it fun. And I am going to do copious amounts of illicit drugs. Pretty much whatever I can get my hands on. It's going to be a good time. Kids, if you're watching this, don't listen to Daddy. He's just kidding. Actually, that's not true. Daddy's going to have a lot of fun. And yeah, going to do some radio shows. Going to do some live reporting. We're going to take a pilgrimage to G.G. Allen's gravesite and place a Bipcot flag on his grave. For those of you out there that don't know, the BIPCOT license is the greatest and only license you will ever need for anything in your life. It is a license to make fun of government licensure and copyright and IP and all that sorts of stuff. So if you believe in true freedom and you're not trying to hoard your ideas, and you want them out to the world and you want people to be able to access them and improve them and make everybody's lives better, then I would highly suggest going to bipcot.org and checking out the BIPCOT license for yourself. For anybody who's going to be up this way, I'm going to be handing out BIPCOT licenses at Pork Fest. And yeah, it should be a hell of a good time. I don't plan on remembering most of it afterwards, but that's okay. Because there will be video evidence, whether I like it or not. Because actually, I believe that we have a reporter from France who actually found out about the Freedom Fiends and is very interested in learning more about us. So he's going to be tailing Derek J the entire week.
That's going to be amazing.
So we're supposed to have this French journalist following us around. We may do we were going to do an open carry, not event, just, you know, I mean, you could do it anywhere here for the most part, but we were going to, like, to show them, we were going to do it, like, we were going to try to walk into the police station and just have a conversation, all of us carrying.
Holy fuck.
And just, I mean, Derek's gotten in good with some of the cops, so I think we could pull it off without them really freaking out about it. But it'll blow the French's mind.
Oh my god, yeah.
We're just sitting there chatting with the cops, and all of us are, you know, everybody's either got holsters or well, shit. That's what I forgot to get. I don't have a sling for my rifle. I need to get that.
Dude, I can give you a sling.
Yeah. But, so yeah, head on up to New Hampshire if you're not already. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a blast.
Screw Porkfest, screw the FSP. We're going to make it our own. We're going to have fun. I may get us kicked off the radio at some point by continuing to say this because we promised we'd be nice to the FSP, but fuck them. I am not here in a fiend capacity at the present moment, so I will say whatever the fuck I want about the FSP. Bunch of fascist bastards.
He's just here in the Agora.
Exactly.
That's where everything goes.
I'm representing TSN at the moment, and TSN, as far as I know, has no affiliation with about the FSP that I have to worry about. And Carl, if I'm wrong about that, sorry.
Oops.
You need to brief me on these things, man.
It's a matter of sovereignty.
Exactly.
Which they should understand. A free state project is all about sovereignty. It's kind of a joke.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be about.
It's a free state. I don't think there could be a free state unless there's a 7 billion free state.
It's an oxymoron. It's kind of like sovereign citizen, in my opinion. Free state.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
Well, Craig liked our stuff. Does that mean Craig's watching too? Craig, are you out there?
Hi, Craig. You guys can dial in too.
You're in your garage.
It is a Hangouts. Or you're in the dungeon. Dungeon would be pretty cool.
Dungeon?
Yeah, his basement.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Well, no, we were in his garage, but he has his laptop and shit down there. It's up right now. I shared it from DRV on the page. I saw that. Thank you, Dylan. Let's see if we can play your audio. I wonder if it picks it up.
Can y'all not see the live chat? Because I'm asking you questions.
No, we don't see anything, man.
I don't think you can see it.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's why we're not getting anything. Yeah, sorry, man. We're not seeing any questions for some reason. Is it a different chat?
Control room. Yes, check any bad actors.
Well, this is the Hangout. Is the chat actually on the YouTube stream instead?
Chat. Oh.
Is that what's going on?
Doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm. Where are you typing, Dylan?
Show me, can you hear me?
Can y'all not see the live chat?
Yeah, I'm putting stuff in the chat too.
Which chat? The Hangouts or the YouTube? Because we can't find them on either.
It says my Bodhi stream is. Oh, here we go. For watching now.
Oh, maybe now. I don't know.
Oh, now we can watch it.
Wow. All right, they both said on YouTube.
YouTube.
It's got to be somewhere on YouTube that we can see it. I don't know. All right. Well, this isn't going to work very well if we can't find the questions that need to be answered. This is why we have people we know watching, so we can figure this thing out, folks.
This is fucked up. Why isn't it? Are you guys on YouTube? Or?
Yeah, they're on. Yeah, look, Greg just sent us that picture.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the YouTube Hangout. There's a bunch of them writing stuff, so it's got to be. It's on the YouTube thing. It's somehow it's on YouTube, not on Hangouts. So it's something with YouTube that. Hold on, let me see if. Wait a minute. See if it works on my phone.
Open live chat in a new window. There we go. Look at these fags. I'm still here. Hello.
Oh, there we
Podfade,
go.
I'm busy sharing your stream. Lab is flaky at best. How do you plan on expanding your message in the future? We have no affiliation with FSP as far as I know. All right.
Who said that, Dylan or Carl?
Sovereignty Network.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Then I stand by everything I said.
Oh, no, it's Dylan. It says Dylan right after.
Oh.
It's posting us.
All right, well, then still Carl.
Oh.
Expanding message. I'm going to Pork Fest. I'm going to scream it to everybody. I'm going to wander the streets of New Hampshire while I'm here and just talk to everybody.
Yep. And I'm going to be sitting here, hopefully helping with getting content together in some capacity, because I don't know how. It's a pain in the ass to go 2 hours.
Yeah, well,
every
I'm gonna have to send you anything I do that I need to get to Dylan. I'm gonna have to send to you first because I can only do WMV files on my fucking phone.
Yeah, we should set up like a Dropbox or something.
Well, you have a Mega account right now too?
Yep.
Oh no, I can't do Mega for my phone yet. Shit, fuck, never mind. Yeah, we'll probably have to do Dropbox then. Because I can do Dropbox for my phone. I cannot do Mega.
And my Google Drive is pretty packed. So, yeah, no, that'll work. I can set up a share folder. I can sync it with a folder on my desktop, and I can have encoder. Just whatever gets dumped in there, it will just. Whoop.
Cool. Yeah, because.
And then we can just grab from it as we need it, or whatever. If there needs to be more processing, we'll figure it out.
That should work.
Oh, 5 viewers! Look at that.
Yeah, it's probably all our friends. Wow. All right. Now we can see you guys. So let's have some actual questions. How about that? Now that we've worked out the bugs,
Sort of.
kind of, maybe, possibly. Anybody? Bueller.
I wonder if there's anything on the face of books. Somalia. I could post it in Somalia. I hate Somalia though. But I love Somalia at the same time.
I hate Somalia. I love Somalia. I hate Somalia. I love Somalia. Oh. Okay, don't connect to a Wi-Fi if I can't use it, you stupid fucker.
One of you might have to pull the video up on YouTube and like mute it and view the live chat on like a separate account. I don't know if that'll work.
Yeah, well, we can see the chat now.
What did he say now?
So,
Well, I might have my laptop. What? Dylan just wrote something. What? I can't.
where's?
On the chat, not a Telegram.
Well, I might have my laptop up and running
Alright.
today. Jay
No affiliation. Excellent.
Good. Fuck
Good.
them. Bunch of
Fuck the
dicks.
FSP.
I wish I gotta unsign the fucking thing.
God damn.
The only reason I signed it was because it was while I was already here.
Can you unsign it? I don't know if you can unsign it.
Well, you sign it once and you're bound. That's kind of weird.
Well, no, you don't actually have to follow through, but I don't think they have an actual official unsigning
Do you
process.
think it'll probably go from like what they had 200,000? It'll go back down to 199.
No, it's 20,000. Well, I remember. Yeah, because I think Michael had said that. He said when they actually hit 20,000, he was laughing because he's like, I know they're at least too short because my wife and I signed it, but we have no intention of ever moving to New Hampshire.
Right, and that's kind of the thing.
And a bunch of people have died since it all started.
Mysteriously,
Um,
in car accidents or suicides.
Yeah.
Classic CIA.
People have changed their mind, but I don't think there is an actual like official unsigning process. But yeah, I'm not. Well, that's not true. I may still move somewhere in the vicinity, but it'll have nothing to do with the FSP.
I mean, my goal is still to get back here eventually.
Oh, really? I thought you were trying to get away from here.
No, I love it here.
Oh, okay.
No, it's wonderful. 40 minutes to anything you want. Roughly. Beach, mountains, farms, whatever. City.
That is kind of convenient.
Super convenient, especially when you're schizophrenic and fucking insane. Sometimes you just need to go different places. Can I unregister to vote? Oh, like I asked that guy.
Yes, you can.
I tried to. He didn't understand. I was like, yeah, I don't vote anymore.
There is a process that I have. I have the paperwork at home, I believe. Or actually, no, my laptop's with me. I have it in my laptop somewhere. But you can write to, depending on your state, and this question comes from somebody in New York. You can write to the State Department of New York, I believe it is, and relinquish your voting registration.
Oh, it's amazing.
They may not actually acknowledge it right away, but there's a way you can get it. There's a way that if you go through the mail, like with certain like registered mail or whatever it is, that you have all these signatures and stuff, like it becomes like in a court of law, which we know is bullshit, but in a court of law, it would actually stand up that you have the documentation that you requested this and they refused, and it's on them at that point. So yeah, it is possible. It just takes a little legwork to do it. I still haven't gotten around to doing it myself. I meant to. I just kind of ditched that when I ditched all the other sovereign shit. So.
Mm-hmm. And then here, do you believe the Congress will be able to pass a assault weapons ban? You mean an assault weapons ban? Come on, Dylan.
Yes.
Nancy
They
Pelosi
did it once
one.
before. They did it once before. They could do it again if they really wanted to. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing's screwy because just like every other time, gun sales are jumping right now, and it almost appears that certain factions of the government are actually helping the gun manufacturers, but that conflicts with the rest of the narrative. So it seems kind of odd, like who's helping who's doing what.
It's all
Yeah.
profitable. I mean,
So
it's artificially restricting supply.
Of course.
Drive up.
So they definitely could. I don't. If fucking what's her name, the Hellion, fucking spawn of Satan, Hillary. If she wins, I think it's much more likely. Although, didn't I see Trump trotting out there yesterday? Or I heard somebody say something about him saying that he now wants to restrict certain guns if he gets to be president. So they'll keep trying it. The NRA will keep pretending to care. All the so-called patriots will keep getting up in arms and swear that they have a line in the sand.
And then they keep buying more guns that they're being restricted from buying.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
So I don't know.
But
I tend to ignore those things because.
Did I tell you about Anarchy Vapors?
Yeah, Adam's place. Yeah, I wanted to go.
That's his card. I did the logo.
Yeah, because I'm finally gonna buy a new mod. Well, a mod because this is not a mod.
Eh?
And I decided to wait till I came up here so I could go check his place out.
We should give you a good. I don't know if you'll get a pork discount. Depends. I think so.
Does he accept it?
Bitcoin?
Oh yeah, as long as I can pay Bitcoin, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't do that on my vape shop.
Right.
I'm trying to. I'm working on them. They know I'm an anarchist now. My local vape shop on Long Island. There's a bunch of them, but I've become friendly with one of the close ones to me that has a bunch of young punk looking goth punk / whatever kids working there. But they're all kind of cool.
But yeah, anyone going to Pork Fest, 11 Exchange Street in Gorham, New Hampshire. Don't be confused. There is an Exchange Street in Berlin. I made that mistake. I mean, it's right down the road, right? But yeah, 11 Exchange Street in Gorham.
How far away is that from Pork Fest?
10, 20 minutes now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
Yes. So anybody, I'm going to be going there. Anybody who's going to be up there and needs any vaping supplies or anything like that.
It's anarchyvapors.com.
Wants to go support a
fellow anarchist.
Yes. A greedy capitalist pig who is striking out on his own.
He's got quite an interesting story, man. He was, I think he was a tech of some sort on a ship. I don't know what the fuck he did, but he would be out at sea for months.
Okay.
So
Navy, I guess.
Yeah, it was just way too much. He finally just wants to shift out of it. So, career shift and focusing on a very touchy commodity, nicotine.
Well, yeah,
and any tobacco products. You have to label everything. You can't even sell a shirt without labeling it as a fucking tobacco product.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Just because what's printed on the shirt?
No, because it's a shop. Because that's the shop. It has nicotine, so it's a tobacco product.
Wow, that's fucked up. Because even New York isn't that bad. Like you have to do it for pretty much anything that even like hints at tobacco or nicotine.
Yeah.
But it just because it's inside the same store is not the justification for them saying you have to. It's only on the things.
Unless that was why he didn't have any. He can't advertise it as a tobacco replacement or something. Maybe that's. I can't remember what it was.
That's bullshit.
You'd have to ask him. He could. He's well aware of all the ins and outs.
Oh, maybe, all right, cool. In fact, we head up. I'll head up there and then maybe I'll shoot a video with him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right, so cool. Go down to Anarchy Vapors at some point. We're gonna shoot a video and we're gonna we'll put it up. It'll be everywhere. The seeds will broadcast it.
It'll be good publicity for him.
Yeah.
I mean, just opening up. He opened up what
A
month?
couple months ago. Not even.
Or,
Yeah, you were at the grand opening a
beginning of
month
the
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of the month, really.
Well, it's good. It's a big step, man. I know a couple people that started doing vape stuff, but they're doing it like out of the garage or like doing it whatever. Like actually getting a physical shop is a big step. And for anybody, it's tough for anybody to do. Sometimes it's even tougher for an anarchist or a voluntarist to do because you have to play the state's game in order to do these things. And depending on your,
it will shut you down. I mean, look at or any of the head shops in Keene.
I have no idea what went on in there.
Oh God,
I've never been to Keene, so I don't even know what goes on there.
Oh God, they got raided a couple times, I believe. Well, everything taken, everything, even like the hookahs and shit. It's just like, are you fucking serious? Do you know anything about anything people smoke? It was just to seize as much
Yeah, well, that's what they like.
value as they can.
Fucking goddamn civil asset forfeiture and
they were all plain
whatever else
clothes.
Yeah,
They were all plain clothes. They wouldn't even. Yeah, it was hilarious.
They're probably using all of it, the fuckers.
Oh yeah, when I got arrested in New York. I'm pretty sure they just took it and smoked it because I watched the cops smell it. Go, oh, that's some good shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're fucking kidding me, right? You dick.
Fucking bastards.
They gave me my cigarettes back.
Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah, my last interaction with the NYPD, they gave me my stuff back and they gave me a few extra things too, like bruises, and because I got roughed up. Oh, because I didn't want to produce my papers.
Oops.
Yeah.
They'll learn you. They'll learn you good about that.
Yep. A little testy, those, especially those MTA cops. You know, they're not quite real cops, so they got a bigger chip on their shoulder.
And that's why you should always hug your children. And that kid you make fun of in high school, he's gonna be the one pulling you over.
Yeah, right. Well, either that or the jocks that don't make it.
Right, with balloon arm syndrome all the way into their fucking 60s.
Yep.
It's great.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Get a real job.
Hippies.
Stuff.
They expect everything for free. Bunch of hippies.
That's also we should start that trend. We should start calling them hippies from now on. Really fuck with them. It'll totally fuck with their heads.
The one thing that could actually is proven to you cause you harm, cigarette, they gave back. Nice. Oh, so the only thing that could actually harm you, they give back. Yeah.
Well, they want you to kill yourself slowly.
Right. Yeah.
They want you to be weaker.
It's easier to put you in jail too.
Exactly. But
all you want is a roof over your head, so you can smash your fucking fellow bum with a brick, like an assault charge, and have a hot meal. That was a story my brother told me once. Yeah, there were these two bums, and they were so cold that they just started fighting just so that they could get thrown in jail. But he smashed the other guy in the face with a brick. Oof. It's just out. It's like, fuck, like, what do I do now?
Oops.
Well, he gets a hospital cot, and you go to jail.
Well, they did both end up warm.
Right.
I guess.
Mission accomplished.
Sure, I'm sure they were hoping they were going to end up somewhere together, but you know.
Ingenuity.
Hey.
Do what you got to do to stay warm.
Seriously.
Yep.
Oh. I don't know.
Yes, Trump supported more gun restriction. I think that's because of a poll that says more Americans support a weapons ban than any other time. But then again, we know polls are BS.
Of course they are.
I'm not sure I understand your shorthand, Dylan. BS. Oh, bullshit. Oh, shit. I'm well versed.
Yes. Yes. Well, polls are only as valid as who's giving. You know, are only as accurate as who's taking them.
Okay, Hitler.
Who's giving them what?
The polls.
Polls. Fuck the polls. Fuck the polls. Bastard.
You know how Germany took over Poland so quick, right? They marched in backwards. The Poles thought they were leaving.
Oh, is my phone dying already?
Oh, you need a charge?
Yeah, well. It's just I have like 5 chargers in my car. I should put one of them in.
Oh, yeah, my chargers.
I also brought multiple batteries. Although every time I order the batteries for this fucking phone, they send me the batteries for the last model, which work, but they're smaller. And when they get down to I guess it's 15% when the yellow light comes on,
yep,
they die within 5 minutes of that.
Oh.
Every one of them. Doesn't matter.
That's shitty.
Which is annoying, because usually when I hit that, I'm like, oh, I have just enough time to finish doing what I'm doing and then get to a charger. All right, not anymore.
Nope.
Only the original lasts like that. And I try to order the ones every time I order from somebody. I'm like, this is the one for the Galaxy 4. Yes. And they send me. I'm like, this is not the Galaxy 4.
Right.
This is the multi-purpose one. Stop sending me the fucking multi-purpose one.
They're charging you for the fucking proprietary model and giving you the generic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although actually, I should say that because the last time around, they told me I could. I said I didn't want them because I was pissed that happened again. And they told me that they would give me my money back, and then I could send them back if I wanted to, and I never did. And then so now I have those two. So I guess it kind of worked. I mean, I paid full price for crappy ones, and then ended up with 4 instead of 2. So I guess technically I paid for what I got. Still bullshit.
They probably took the poll sample in a liberal area. Yeah, or they just took the poll in one area that happened to be liberal.
No, they took it just out. They took it out in the area just outside of fucking the nightclub.
Right.
The day after.
Right.
When everybody was all shooken up. And the question they asked was, do you want to see an assault weapon ban? The question was, would you like to see these things not happen anymore? And everybody went, yes.
Right.
And then they said, okay, this many people said they don't want to see guns anymore.
Right. So, well, start with the police.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most common place you'll see a gun. It's the most common user of guns.
Well, it's like, who did I? There was a story the other day of maybe yesterday, the day before, of a former, I guess he was in the army. He's now a senator or a congressman, getting up there and saying that he doesn't think anybody other than police and soldiers should have those weapons. It's like, hey, conservatives, Tea Partiers, remember that shit that you keep blabbering about how the troops are going to stand behind you? This is one of you. This is one of them telling you that none of you should have these fucking guns. People like our friend Dylan are a little different. I still think he is vastly outnumbered. I think more people will end up making stupid comments like that senator, congressman, whatever the fuck his name is, who came out and made those statements the other day. Until they put down their weapons, I am not putting down mine. And even then, I still probably won't put down mine. I just won't aim it at you anymore. That's all.
It's more important they don't know where it's coming from. You can't. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to engage anyone head on.
Oh, I don't either. I'm just saying. You know,
It's just.
I was speaking metaphorically.
Well, yeah, but especially like the Bearcats and shit. Like, you basically, they can't really exist on regular roads for too long. Just gotta get them to run around a lot. And eventually, the unskilled drivers are gonna get it stuck somewhere. It's fucking awesome.
Pull off that, like, you know. What's that? Do that in stripes?
It doesn't have treads, so it's not like a tank. You can't just go over anything.
Oh yeah.
It can bottom out.
There
Be
you
a
go.
teeter-totter.
Nice. There you go, kids. There's your homework for this week.
Figure out how to.
Go find a bear cat and go find out how to get it stuck. Report back. Let us know how it went.
One of the
Take
coolest,
video if possible.
One of the coolest suggestions I heard was balloons full of paste and glitter and water, a mixture that just totally cakes the screen.
Oh, just throw it at the.
Yeah, and then they can't see, and then they have to stop.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because that's kind of like the same idea of just using, like, instead of being like violent or destructive, using like silly string or something on the red light cameras or any security cameras that are, you know, there just to spy on people and not actually to protect anything. You know, so yeah, I love that idea. I think it's great.
And it allows us a way to combat it without, with still driving the point like, hey, like, why are we fighting? Like, just fucking stop. Here's some glitter. Have a party.
Here's some glitter. Have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing the RGB around, man. Pixel power.
See, it'd be even better if you could sneak up behind them and hop on the back, open the hatch, and throw the balloons directly at them. That'd be even funny.
Stink bombs, too.
Just drop them in there.
Be puking in their own gas masks. Be awesome.
That would be fun. I'm guessing the banana in the tailpipe won't work with a Bearcat, or will it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's one of the huge vulnerabilities.
That's spectacular. I have actually tried that before at somebody. They were not very happy.
No, you can really. It's not good for the compression ratio, to say the least.
I watched Beverly Hills Cop way too many times when I was a youngster. Unfortunately, all right. I was a young lad when that movie first came out, and I saw it very shortly after it first came out. And it got stuck in my head that bananas.
I think it'd be cool to core a whole pineapple right over it.
There you go. Oh, that'd be even better.
If it pops, it's like shrapnel.
Oh well, see, the only problem with that is somebody could get hurt, an innocent could get hurt.
Pineapple?
Yeah, but if it explodes at the velocity it's coming off the back of a muffler, dude, one of those little spikes on the end of it, you can like puncture somebody with that thing. You build up enough pressure.
Up into the Pacific, man. I know what those pineapples do. Was it Iwo Jima? You're popping over my head. Indirect ordnance.
No. It wasn't Iwo Jima. It was Aloha. It was
Aloha snack bar.
Aloha snack bar. We so need to make a meme out of that. Throwing pineapples instead of bombs. Aloha snack bar. Oh, that's even better. I'm gonna have to get to work on that. I mean, they already do the Aloha snack bar, but with pineapples, it makes it just that much better. See, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier about improving on other people's ideas.
Yep.
And people not getting butthurt about it.
Right. You don't own an idea. You can't. And that's why I watermark shit. Why? Just for convenience. Just for, hey, this is where it came from. If you want to fucking check it out. I don't really care if you want to take my idea, and even to what was it, Time to Free Us and the watermarking fee, whatever. I don't, dude. It's fine. I got a video I'll be releasing. It's the whole process of actually making the logo. It'll be really cool. I have all the commentary from everybody. It'll be phenomenal, and it kind of gets at the idea of the Agora, and it is going to be this bastardization of art and communication. It's all about, it's the aggregate of human experience. I don't care if you're an ANCOM. I don't care if you're a com statey fuck. I don't care. I'll still talk to you. Sure. Silly string is also effective in locating tripwires in buildings. Just an FYI.
Oh, I would have never thought of that. I would have thought like a...
I would rather use an aerosol or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to think.
I don't want to break the beam. You don't know how sensitive it is.
Hmm.
But if it's an actual tripwire, tripwire, not a trip... not a laser.
Yeah. I would have never thought of that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Or you just walk in front of you, spray it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did he say the other day? You know, he's got his house loaded with claymores.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use a door breach and you'll blow yourself up. Just gotta get away.
Oops.
I like those directional charges though. Those are cool, man. They use those strips. It's like you basically. It uses the concussion from the explosive and it uses that concussion to drive water, and that's what actually breaches and breaks and cuts. It's kind of cool.
I've never played with any of those things, so I don't really know.
I've never really played with them either. I've just,
Well, I've never really looked into them either. So.
I thought it's interesting stuff.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I haven't. So I don't know.
Because, I mean, you saw the nightclub. Did they breach the walls? Because there's, like, huge fucking holes in the wall.
That's what I heard.
Like, what were they thinking?
But, I don't know. I've...
No one thought to go from the roof.
I don't know. I have no idea what they did, why they did, why there was a 3-hour gap, why there was... I don't have answers. I haven't paid too much attention to it other than to make fun of certain people for commenting on it because
Well, what do you do?
we don't have the information.
And we're not going to.
There's so much information that's floating around that's you have no idea whether it's true or not. There's so many people claiming that there's tons of witnesses, saying there was other people there.
It's kind of like, well, no shit.
Which, because originally, like the whole thing with the amount of people dying and him being able to reload, there was like. He held hostages for a while before the cops finally broke in. So why? I don't understand why it was this thing that he had to have shot them all like right away.
Right.
Because he held hostages for hours, did he not? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But there's all these people who said there was other people there. There was other people that say things that the back door was blockaded. I think I've seen that story floated somehow. Somewhere.
No, what I don't understand too is like, how did he go? If he's going into a hostage situation, did he make any demands? Well, how do we know it's even a hostage situation? How do you know he didn't just walk in?
You see, that's the thing. Well, you and I don't think we know any. The two of us, I don't think we know anything. I don't think many people know anything because
his affiliation with ISIS is.
Well, that's based on the police.
Right.
They claim that and that's another thing. Seems extremely odd. You walk into a place, start shooting, and then call the police and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm with ISIS."
Right. Yeah.
Which, I mean, again, that That could have been. Now I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on for a second. That could have been floated by the police just to work the conspiracy theorist up in a fucking frenzy.
Yep. Because they know it works. Because there's plenty of evidence of you fucking conspiracy nuts going off the chain.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit for fucking bullshit information.
Which is exactly why I did that report for TSN the other night about that. Because it's people. Actually, that was the other night, right? Yeah, that went out on Wednesday, I think. Because people, you know, there's holes in most stories, so it's not trying to find the truth is not the issue, but just assuming that everything that happens has to be conspiracy, everything the government touches has to be evil and whatever is not doing yourself or anybody else a service, because it's hindering the truth, because you're announcing your biases from the very beginning, and you're leaving yourself open to falling for more and more ridiculous lines because they point to the place that you've already decided they should end up anyway.
What did you say? He says a sword, tripod, and camera. Son of a bitch.
What?
He said sword, tripod, and camera qualifies as ISIS.
Oh.
I'm not with ISIS, but I do have a camera, sword, and tripod.
Yeah, wow.
It's got a button on it, but it's already worn out.
I was gonna say that didn't really need the button.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a good bush blade. Fuck.
I always wanted.
They told me they would get them to me in a timely manner. I'm sure that'll be in 3 years after it's been edited
Yeah.
and circulated and refuted.
Well, sure. I mean, look how, what is it?
9/11.
Yeah, I was gonna say 16 years later, those pages are still not released.
Right. After they talked about releasing them?
Yeah. Well, that's because, and again, that unfortunately leads more people towards the conspiracy route in more situations, because this stuff happens all the time. It's like SOP for the government to withhold information, even about stuff that seems like it doesn't need to be withheld, for 5, 10, 20. I think the longest one is 50 years they can classify stuff for. And that's usually reserved for the bigger things. And then when they become declassified, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we really fucked up back then. But that was them. That's not us.
Right.
And people just go, oh,
okay.
Like what was it, 99? Most people, I mean, I've seen this story floated a lot, and there's usually a meme attached to where people say, most people don't know this, and I still think most people don't. But in 99, there was a civil trial where Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King's widow, was awarded a settlement based on the fact that factions of the CIA were involved in Martin Luther King's death. And this was a U.S. trial, a trial that actually happened in a courtroom, and she was awarded. It was a civil trial. She was awarded money because of it. So, like, they essentially had to admit that somebody somewhere in government was guilty of this, or at least helped conspire for that. Right. But it was, almost 50 years, 40 years later, almost 40 years later. Stuff like that happens all the time. Like, there's still stuff that's classified about JFK, and that's over 50 years. There's no reason for it to be classified. The only reason is because once it finally comes out, people, by the time they finally release it, is when they're going to be sure. They're sure enough that most people just go, oh, yeah, we kind of figured, but we have nothing to do with that. That was them. But no, it's the same system doing the same things. Conspiracies are not new. They're just more rampant now because there's so many people being able to connect instantaneously. so
And-
many people.
Just way more access to information that people would have had to drive to go get at an archive, or you can just click a couple links, or someone's providing it for you in a certain context, and you're already interpreting it. It's like,
Well, yeah. But that's the thing, though, because of that rapid transfer of information, now it's also easier to put false information out there.
Yep.
Which happens all the time, too.
probably the majority of what we know,
Yeah.
to some degree.
Well, because there's that one quote from one of the former CIA directors, I think.
Blurry.
Back in the maybe early 70s, mid 70s. I can't remember which one it was. Or it was either the director or somebody high up. And there's supposedly documentation on this, although I've never seen it, that this is an actual quote that says, basically says by a certain point, none of the information the American public gets we will have done our job when all of the information that the American public receives is false. Now that too could be made up. You don't know. That's the problem. That's why I personally have shifted away from the conspiracy game, because I know there are legitimate ones. MK Ultra, the Gulf of Tonkin. Those are two big ones in the past 50, 60 years that were legitimate. People were being ridiculed for calling them conspiracies, and then they had to go, oh yeah, no, Gulf of Tonkin, oh yeah, we totally made that whole thing up to start the war. Complete bullshit. MK Ultra, oh yeah, we were totally dosing soldiers and prisoners with high levels of LSD and other stuff, yep, in order to try to see if we could essentially create it was Manchurian candidates, essentially, right? That was kind of what they were after, that kind of thing, programmable soldiers. Yeah. So, and these things are legitimate. These are things that the government has done. This is stuff that they can't even hide anymore. So that stuff exists. But to continue down the path of looking for every conspiracy, I think.
And here's the thing too: is a lot of it's just admitted. We don't know how true it actually even is.
Oh,
unless someone has come forward, unless someone can produce evidence, that could even be disinformation to give the illusion of more power than they really have. Because in all honesty, I think a lot of the violence we see is sheer incompetence, and I'm going to stand by that.
I agree. I agree with. I don't think the agents of the state, even the ones at the top, I don't think they're pure evil.
No,
I think they're stupid.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff. I mean, because I say it all one of the lines I say more often than any other is, whether by design or happenstance doesn't matter, because the results are the same. So there's plenty of situations that I think they use to their advantage, because they know they can, and they can do stuff like this, and they'll put out this information, or they'll admit to things in a way that most people goes, oh yeah, that was kind of what we expected, and then they forget about it. That's why I got off the whole 9/11 thing, and I'm somebody who kind of has a vested interest, because my cousin was in that fucking building. I never saw him again after that. So if anybody's gonna be pissed off and want answers, I'm one of those people. But I kind of moved away from it, because and I make jokes about the whole inside job thing and stuff. Was it? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Is it possible? Sure.
The ends don't justify the means. It works both ways.
Well, yeah. Well, if it's because again, the results are the same. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they designed it, or whether they took the or whether it was simply another Dianne Feinstein moment where somebody had that bill sitting in a desk somewhere and they were just waiting to use it, and boop, here's that opportunity. Here we go. I mean, that people like her let that slip the last time with the gun thing after Sandy Hook. I've had this in my desk for years. Yeah, because they write this shit up and they sit on it and they wait for the perfect opportunity. That line that always gets.
I mean, why wouldn't you capitalize with your audience?
Well, of course, yeah.
It still operate as much as the government isn't a legitimate business. It still has to operate on some level like one.
Yeah, it has to be perceived as having a legitimate authority. It has to be perceived as being not only necessary but effective.
That's part of their limitation, and that's how we're able to see through it, really. It's because there are all these inconsistencies and problems and mistakes and sheer stupidity.
Yeah. But then again, on the other hand, you have see, it's like I personally try to get away from this and stick with the state is bad because the state itself is a belief in authority without consent. To me, that's what the state is. I separate the state from government. Government is the people in the buildings. The state is the belief. That's what causes all these problems, is the belief. Because like what you were saying about not even necessarily needing to do all, like, because they don't need to do this stuff. They have everybody else. All they have to do is drive a little fear, and the people. That's what horizontal enforcement is. The people who are scared do the work for the government because they don't have the manpower to do these things all the time.
No, they're super outnumbered.
Yeah, they rely on this. They rely on horizontal enforcement for people who are either afraid and will just go along with whatever gets floated out there because it sounds like security.
And it's really a force multiplier. It's giving a soldier a machine gun.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Increasing the effectiveness of a single operator, whatever. Except their definition of operator extends to people that don't even know they're operating.
Yeah.
Which is, in a way, genius. Absolutely brilliant. And it's very effective. And that's why government doesn't work. Well, actually, it actually produces a lot of awfulness.
Yeah, lots of bad stuff.
Awfulness. It's still a production. Because even legitimate production funded by what we think is normal capital is still fucking bullshit money. Yeah. Even if you buy the government story on 9/11, they claim the hijackers came from Saudi Arabia, so why did we invade and attack every Middle Eastern country except Saudi Arabia? Because Saudi Arabia was still selling us oil.
Well, Saudi Arabia. Well, we're gonna go down that route. I mean, Saudi Arabia, as it's currently constituted, is a creation of the U.S. They're the ones who helped. They're the ones who helped put the Saud family in power there originally. That's how, and they're, that's, and now that's. Everybody talks about Israel being the ally. Fuck Israel at this point. Without Saudi Arabia, the U.S. would be fucked. Because they have the motherfucking money. They have the fucking oil. That's who gets protected more than anybody.
And I mean, they have what? Basically control over OPEC and the prices and the supply.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You control it. It's beyond, you don't have to control the price. You just need to control the supply.
Yep. And
you can make the price do whatever you want. And Saudi Arabia actually kind of fucked themselves with all the fracking going on here, building our own supply. So too was Russia. So what did Saudi Arabia do? They dumped a bunch of supply on the market to drop prices and try and starve our producers.
Yep.
It ended up nearly crippling their own economy because there was more than they thought.
Yeah, right.
Good for OPEC. Fuck them, fucking cunts. Hate them.
Well,
everything's based on oil, really.
Well, it is because it's what drives the world currently.
Right, and a lot of that is still government intervention.
Of course, it is.
The highway system. Why do we need cars? What? Well, that's how you get between states.
What is it?
Or just an inside job.
Caused by Mark. Hey, Marky. Marky's watching this. Hey, Marky.
Oh, Marky.
What's going on, man? Caused by Mossad. I would not say that. I'd say that's definitely within the realm of possibility. The Mossad, the CIA. What's Britain's one? MK5. Is that theirs? I think. All those organizations. They've been working together and/or against each other. For decades upon decades upon decades.
Well, they've been collaborating to create complete.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what they either work together or when they need to, they fight each other. But they're basically been building this stuff.
Even better, they hire other people to fight for them.
Oh yeah, well
they're not going to kill each other. Fuck that.
This is true. Well, that's what proxy wars be. That's what proxy wars are about.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Here's this AK, Jimmy. Go run off and kill some brown people.
Exactly.
Okay. Seems like a good idea. They blew up my family.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, that was us.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, fuck.
Wow. The thing about oil that drives me kind of batty is that it's currently the best. Unfortunately, it's the best form. Well, outside of nuclear, I guess. Really, right? Yeah. It's the best form of energy we have right now. You know, solar is a great idea. Sounds fucking wonderful. Guess what? It's not very effective. At least not yet. The technological advancements have not been made to make it cost effective.
And it produces a lot of waste.
Oh, shitload of waste, and a shitload of petroleum has to go into the goddamn making of the fucking panels. So, and those have to be replaced every 10, 15 years, I think.
Which means what? You have to ship them on what?
Yeah. Trucks or boats, wherever they're coming from. And guess what they use? Motherfucking oil. So it's not making anything any cheaper. It's not making anything any greener. It's just it's a load of bullshit. Because anybody who still thinks that you only need to look at Solyndra and how many of those other fucking those fucking companies that the government subsidized up the fucking ass, and they went fucking bankrupt and took everybody's motherfucking money.
Yep.
You know, I mean, New York State, fucking where I come from, they fucking champion solar. Yeah, I know. I have a couple of my neighbors that do it, and they kind of like give me dirty looks because I won. I'm like, motherfucker, you got this shit subsidized. Fuck you. I had to pay for this shit. I don't want to pay for your fucking solar panels. I have a DIY fucking video at my house that I can create my own if I wanted to take the time. You can make your own solar panels out of old aluminum cans. Yeah. I mean, flatten them out, make an entire freaking thing. It's a process, but it can be done.
Just even using the reflective properties of, say, foil in a pipe, and then you pass water through another pipe that is painted black and absorbs all the heat. You can actually create steam at the right angle. This
is very true. I didn't even think about that one. That's true. Yeah.
Part of I mean, you can even tie it to a really good system of like evacuated tubes that you pass water through, and they just collect the sun's heat.
Yeah.
And it warms your water. Vast majority of your energy spent is actually used
heating water. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, I think about it. I mean, I know in my house I have like one of those tiny little water heaters, you know.
Yep.
And it fires it up to get the water nice and hot for the temperature that I want. But then as soon as you're done using it, the temperature drops right back down again. And as soon as you want to use it again, you've got to crank back up because it only holds for a certain amount of time. So yeah, every time
in the old boilers, you're basically paying for whatever. You keep it warm all the time, however many gallons.
Those are even more awful, energy draining. And
oh god,
I had one of those in my old place. Yeah, now I have a tiny little water heater thing.
Yeah, I mean ours is I think electric.
Yeah,
I'd rather do on demand.
But I mean, getting back to what we were saying, I mean that's the problem though. Solar, like I said, it's great. My long-term goal. Well, I'm hoping it's not too long-term. I would like to end up in either an RV or a tiny house that I have on a trailer that I can pull around. Yeah. I would try solar and shit with that because I don't need a lot of power. Yep. You know, but to do a house, it costs a lot. It's like I said, it's not making things any greener. You know, and yeah, are you going to save money if at some point? Yeah, according to all their calculations, eventually once you've paid off or supposedly paid off the unit, but again. Most people aren't paying these things off anymore because they're getting them subsidized. I think the last time I checked, I think in New York they were offering to subsidize like 50% of the thing.
Holy fuck!
I may be wrong about that. Maybe it was.
If they're gonna subsidize it, do it like Germany did and actually pay for itself in like.
Well, what did they? But didn't they do? I thought they did the wind farming that didn't pan out, or they did it, and that I just got misinformation about that. Or did they do solar too?
I think it was mixed.
Okay.
I think it was mixed. But even wind here, we're using the worst windmill design. It needs so many bearings. It needs so much fucking bullshit. And the way...
What, that giant propeller?
Yeah, it's awful. If you just turn it this way and it spins this way, you get wind from any angle. You don't need a damper. You don't need anything to change the direction. Wow. It takes wind from any direction. It doesn't have to reorient itself. It's a little more durable. The only thing is it takes a little stronger wind to get started.
I never thought about that before. That makes sense. I wonder what their justification for doing it vertically versus horizontally is.
Probably whoever holds the patents on the bearings and the dampers and
There
the
you go.
springs and the electromagnets.
There you go. somebody who's being helped by the state in some capacity is holding everything else back.
Yep, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know, because I remember reading stuff about the Germany thing, and I remember saying that they produced, but it's not anywhere near the numbers they're claiming. And again, if you live in a place that, like, my house actually may be a good test for wind energy, because I live in the center of a wind tunnel, because I live on a curve in a street. My house faces directly east west. My front door faces west. My back door faces east.
Oh, that's bad feng shui, man.
Yeah, I know. And I live on a curve, so the wind from everything gets blown down my block. So, like, all my neighbors' garbage ends up on the side of my driveway, because it just blows and it all collects. But I live. So it's beneficial for me, because when my kids aren't there and I don't have to worry about them overheating, because I'm okay with a little bit of heat. I can just open all the windows in my house in the summer, and even on a hot day, it's not too bad, because the wind's just whipping directly through my freaking house.
Well, also, if it's facing east-west,
yes,
you got the sun coming over east to west. When you're perpendicular to that plane, you're actually having less roof surface area, catching as much sun as possible.
Yeah, I know. I know. My
That's the only reason the UN building, I think Corbusier and a couple other fucking European architects after World War II designed it. It's a glass tower, but the way they originally designed it was parallel with it, and it just collected so much sun. It would have been a fucking greenhouse.
Oh yeah.
So they turned it the other way and then put shades in the windows, and it's like, it kind of solved it. You're still gonna pay ridiculous in cooling costs, and that's what I don't understand. The greatest bane of society right now is air conditioning and long distance power transmission, a dependence on it. Because we have these centralized huge power plants that produce tremendous waste that are totally disconnected from the environment, shipping in all sorts of fuel and producing all this waste, and then sending that power to somewhere that isn't even habitable, like, say, a desert, and using that to make it livable for industries that don't use any natural localized resources. So still, it's just like you're setting everything up for disaster. If you look at any single town in the history of America, guarantee most of them are built along rivers. Why? Power and water.
Yep.
And waste removal, because a lot of times you just dump it in the river, and that's why Massachusetts is stupid. Don't drink the water in Mass. Us Manchester people piss in the river.
Nice. Well, the Massholes kind of deserve that. But,
No one deserves Jared.
This is true. I was only kidding. Kind
of. Fuck Massachusetts. They're a bunch of statist. God, terrible state.
Well, yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. I mean, technology is the collective our great savior and the bane of our existence all at the same time, because while the division of labor and technological advancements that make certain operations more efficient and require less human
input.
Well, not even input, but just human labor.
Right.
I mean, inputs is a separate category for me. Like, those things are great. Time-saving devices are great. Refrigeration is great. Air conditioning is great, but then we become very dependent on these things, and people get disconnected from the planet. They get disconnected from what it's like to actually, work for things. And I think,
and the actual costs.
Yeah, yes, and the cost, when all these things are, the way they're metered out to people, they don't see the cost.
Just being able to turn your faucet and have clean drinking water, as polluted as it is a marvel. It really is. Especially when some of the pipes we have, and I've done flow testing up in the maps and stuff, some of the pipes are from like the 1800s. Like,
Well, of course. Well,
Holy
I mean,
fuck.
well, I
And
mean,
they're still on the ground. They're still working.
what's his? Oh, it's Seeds of Liberty. Oh, is Dave in here?
that
I see
Dave?
Seeds of Liberty. That's gotta be Dave. Hi, Dave. Sorry, are you talking to us, Dave? Who are these shows? Yep, that's Dave. Centralization is dangerous. Yes, Dave, we know it is.
Right. That's why we want to
Centralization is a bad thing.
decentralize. This comes with that idea of the properties, the random whatever, random lots, remediated, used for farming or whatever. But those key locations, if we can get satellite dishes on them, we could create actual hubs, localized hubs of broadcast connections to the outer net. So that can actually drive a lot of the money too, which is fantastic if you think about it. Because part of it too is repairing these defunct satellites. Just got to convince SpaceX and get enough investors to see that it repairing these spacecraft and getting them operational for the outer net. It's a new market. It's a new way to go, and it's using old shit.
Yeah.
It's already there. Maybe just plugging in, updating the firmware, getting a new orbital model so it stays in space a little bit longer. If it's that simple, it's just flying up there with a drone, plugging in, 5 minutes later, boop, you're good.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a quick juice on the battery. I mean,
Yeah, but
that would create commerce. It'll get money in space, which is what Ethereum or whatever.
Ether, I think that's it.
Is it like $20 now?
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. That's kind of the thing that I want to drive
I
to.
thought they were having problems.
Oh, probably. Well, they don't have any reason. People are just throwing money into
Oh
it.
no, I thought they were having I read something quickly this morning. I thought they were having like a Mount Gox situation right now.
Not sure what that is.
Do you remember what happened with Mount Gox? Originally it was the Magic the Online. What is it? Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
But they transitioned to Bitcoin, and then the guy who was running it, I think it was him, ended up with running off with everybody's money. All the Bitcoin and shit. Big fucking deal. People lost a lot of fucking shit in that deal.
Awesome.
That was the first big one that hit that everybody's like, oh, this Bitcoin, it's never gonna last. Look, people are already getting stolen from and blah blah blah.
Right.
I may be wrong about this. I read something briefly. I caught a headline at like half of the article.
Then we need to just basically tie space travel to a commodity that is easily accessible to content providers.
Well, yeah, but see the issue I mean, we've talked about this before. I like this idea.
Right. I just don't know how it's going to fit.
Well, yeah, because the problem is currently the only, at least no, SpaceX does have a competitor, don't they? There is one other. Isn't there another organization out there doing something similar, right? I thought.
Is it Russian?
I don't know, but SpaceX is the name right now in what space exploration, since NASA is not doing it anymore. But they are also heavily subsidized
hugely
by the fucking government. So it's essentially like all they did was shift the money from NASA to SpaceX. So SpaceX is still essentially a government fucking program.
Yep.
You know, and what's his name?
Elon Musk.
That's his project, right? Yeah. That's the problem. I went on a rant about this a couple of weeks ago, and I got a lot of people giving me shit because Elon Musk. Fucking Elon Musk gets his fucking is heavily subsidized by the fucking taxpayers. This fucking wonderkin genius that everybody likes to rant and rave about. Bullshit. Yeah. He's getting handed your motherfucking money to do this shit. That's why he can do all these things. That's why he can run all these fucking tests. That's why he can keep, because you know what's the reason other people aren't doing this? Restrictions of regulation and the lack of capital. Because if I had that type of capital, I'd be out doing these fucking experiments all goddamn day long too. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like that's the problem I see with that is, yeah, you go to SpaceX and they'll be like, yeah, it sounds great, but let's run it by our money people first and see what they say. And that's when the government's like, oh no, we can't have that because that makes
which is why
our toehold on the control, the regulation we already have on the internet,
which I think is really important. Well,
less effective.
That's the thing. We need it's basically decentralizing ISPs. And yeah, does government have jurisdiction of the satellites in space? And the answer is no, because the capacity we're using them in for outer net, you're basically just bouncing a signal.
Yeah, but
It's
don't
not
they?
even communicating.
Well, some of the satellites up there are private. Some are.
Right.
I'm sure they would try to claim jurisdiction.
Oh, yeah.
On any of the ones that.
But here's the thing:
theirs.
a lot of them they'll just classify as junk. Musk is a wealthy, yes.
Yeah, Musk is a horrible fucking wealthy. Exactly, that's the fucking point. That's why I get so, because like I mean when Tesla Motors first started up and they were all, you know, there was becoming this, everybody was looking to him and saying, oh, he's the one who's going to change the world. So I was really excited, and then I started digging into this stuff, and a couple of people tipped me off like, no, you should look at this about Musk, and you should look at that, and I went and look. It's like, holy shit. Like that's all he is. He's a fucking welfare whore, and he's reaping the benefits of everybody else's money.
Yeah.
You know, the reason his cars haven't taken off because they're fucking still ridiculously expensive, and the only people that can afford them are the super rich or other people who have them subsidized. So you're still paying, and actually, the quote unquote super rich, their ones get subsidized too. So you're actually paying for this should blow the mind of, like, literally short circuit the brain of any fucking socialist or just any leftist in general who wants to talk about, you know, making things greener and doing all this stuff and the evil rich. This motherfucker, who a lot of you guys point to as a savior because of what he wants to do with, you know, renewable energy type stuff. He is collecting all your fucking money and getting rich off your ass. That is what he is doing. So all these, you know, these green initiatives, they're not saving the fucking planet. They are continuing to pad the pockets of the motherfucking elite.
That are destroying everything.
That are destroying the fucking planet, exactly. So your fucking plan is ass backwards, people, always.
They're cornering the alternative market because they caught a trend in time. That's the thing. That's the goal of Outernet.
Yeah, but they do
this
to
stay ahead of the curve, and you got to let it die. You got to let each segment die. Basically, it's building a centipede while letting it get chomped every segment along the way. So it's very quick adaptations, and it's the speed of voluntary interaction that will outweigh the speed of the state and bureaucracy. But we have to trust each other.
Yeah, well, that's a huge problem because,
and that's where unique keys come in.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I just meant trust in general is a problem.
Imagine these properties having unique keys tied to certain satellites and locations in space, so that your broadcast time isn't 6 o'clock. It's whenever the fucking satellite's in the right orbit. It'd be cool because it would shift us away from the normal time. If you really want to catch this stuff, if it's really good information or content, and it's basically untraceable besides it bounced off that satellite, it's a new airwave.
It's like...
And it'll be completely unregulated. It can't
like
be regulated.
Pirate radio on steroids, essentially.
Astronomically profound.
Yes, which is a beautiful fucking thing because, I mean, pirate radio is still around. There's still people doing it right now.
I do it from time to time. What do you think cunt radio is?
Yeah.
I didn't get a license.
But there's people that do it. Like, I know there's a big thing, especially, I think it started in Florida, I heard, and it's moved its way north since then. A lot of Cuban pirate stations get started up because there's a big population down there, and there's maybe 1 or 2 stations or something, but not everybody can get what they want to hear. So a lot of people use like pirate radios just to get their music out or their content, but it's not necessarily anything. It's just what they want to share with people. It has nothing to do with necessarily with like evolving mankind or trying to...
It's just trying to listen to your fucking tunes.
Yeah. What, you know, the stuff that we're talking about is getting the type of messages that we or anybody who's interested in a free society in a voluntary society, like the messages that people like us try to put out there. It's just amplifying that
lateral communication.
Yeah, and
to combat lateral enforcement.
Yep. There, you know, it's I think like I said, we've discussed this before. I think it's a great idea. It's just a matter of getting
all the players in place and getting the scripts written and the GUIs easily recognizable and used by the average moron.
Yeah, well, but unfortunately, capital is going to be the big thing, the big stumbling block at the present moment.
Yeah, and that's why we got to find a way for it to fund itself. There needs to be a way that the existing media infrastructure can take advantage of it to limit the strain on streaming, because that's where a lot of the focus is. That's where a lot of the power goes into streaming all these fucking shows and shit, because people stopped downloading. Why? Because, well, they started throttling the internet when you started downloading.
Yep.
So all you can do is stream, and then they realize, oh, we don't have enough bandwidth for everybody. Fuck. Well, let's give it to the people that pay the most, and then fuck everyone else for a while until we figure something out.
Yeah.
So we got to shift the burden. And I think I would personally love to just get content to people's living rooms for free. They just tune in on their satellite and it broadcasts at the astronomically appropriate time.
Yeah.
It creates a certain romanticism about it. Like, you don't know really when it's coming by. Maybe the model was fucked up. Maybe it's the wrong satellite and you're getting the old transmission. It'd be cool. I think it'd be fun. Especially because once you send your signal out, it's like, all right, here goes. Let's hope someone sees it.
I don't know where it's going. Somebody will see it at some point eventually.
And I'm not even sure we'd be able to track the viewers unless someone. That's going to be the hard thing, is how do you relate?
Well, I think that would
Ratings.
be. Well, I mean, I don't know, because there are some like Sirius XM, for example, when the two companies first started up, and then even when they merged, they don't necessarily have like a rating system, because it's not like FCC Radio where they have the Arbitron and shit like that, and it's a lot harder to track. You end up in those situations, you are kind of forced to, well, use the market process the way that it's designed.
Yeah.
You rely on feedback. You rely on advertisers. In situations like stuff we're talking about, it could be the same thing.
And what's worked really well with video games, and this is something everyone needs to pay attention to, video games, microtransactions, a couple bucks here and there. That's the best way to get people's money. I did it with Counter-Strike, just buying skins. Skins don't even change the way the game plays. It just changes the way your fucking gun looks. But you would spend money on it because they'd give you a case. You need to buy a key, and then it's a random item. I got it was a knife worth $90 on the market, and I was like, sweet, I can sell it, and then buy more games. I was like, this is genius.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. The whole, and which is funny. You say the micro payments, like, or what was the term you used? Microtransactions, which is funny because for me, that the first thing that brings to mind is to knock on stuff on Molyneux for making fun of people for giving him $2 donations. Yeah. Fuck that shit, man. I'm thrilled if fucking people give us any donations for anything, and this type of stuff, micro stuff, and that it's how you hook people, and. As long as you provide whatever it is, content, video games, whatever, I mean, like podcasting or video games or whatever the stuff that you're putting out there.
I mean, even a lot of podcasters do live streams of their games and play along, playthroughs and shit. Yep, it's amazing.
Yeah, and now with things like Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrency stuff like that. You can do something as simple as you put out a broadcast like this where you're now, because it's bouncing around and you're dependent on who gets to watch it, you either rely on people finding you somehow, some way, and wanting to advertise with you, so you get money that way, or you just throw your little QR code up there so people can see it, and then if people like what you're doing and they manage to catch your thing, they send you a couple bits, whatever it is. And again, that's the feedback that drives the whole thing. That's how you figure that out. That's how you know that you don't need. That is your rating system.
And it only grows as much as you get capital, really.
Exactly.
So it's never at this point where there's all this supply that came from nowhere.
Well, yeah. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier about government. I mean, that's how they ruin everything because they mess with. And Dave, I know if you're still listening, Dave, I know you'll love that I say this. They fuck with the supply and demand. That's exactly what they do. Government, any form of government, they all do. When they interfere in the market, that's exactly what happens. They strip out the pricing mechanisms.
Artificial demand, artificial supply.
Yep. And that's why you end up with overstocks of things and shortages of things and
general market laws are still observable and still try to adjust for it. And that's part of the fucking chaos. That's part of where everyone gets fucked because it does adjust.
Yep.
And then you have to make another move. And it's just like, we're chasing our own tails here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
How dumb do we have to be? But the problem is it's working exactly as it's designed.
Well, yeah.
And that's to farm us.
Oh, I'm going to have to go soon.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get to the airport soon and pick up Yak Boy. Ooh, I need a piece of paper. I want to write Yak Boy. So I can hold up a sign.
We'll find one. But yeah, I think this would be a good place to
get
the live stream. I don't know if it'll even record it.
Well, we'll see. But
who knows?
Whoever's still watching, hopefully we gave some information. I don't know what the hell we were talking about. So something had to have come out of this.
It was fun. But have a wonderful day, and we'll have more updates. But
yes, there'll be more stuff coming this week.
Especially Fiend Fest. Fuck Pork Fest.
Yes. Fiend Fest Somalia, baby. Know it by name.
Peace.
Peace.